Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, what if you could take that amazing app idea that's just been rattling around in your head and poof, turn it into a real working project? And what if you could do it all without writing a single line of traditional code? Well, today we're going to show you exactly how. Now, really think about that for a second. What if the only skill you actually needed to create software was just your imagination? The ability to describe what you want to build? No more staring at confusing code, no weird syntax, just your words? Well, that future isn't coming. It's already here. And we're about to walk through it, step by step. You know, every great invention, every cool app, it all starts with just an idea. But for so many people, for the idea people out there, that's kind of where the story ends, right? Your brilliant concept feels locked away, trapped behind this massive wall of code that you just don't know how to climb. And it's the most common story in the world. You see a problem, you imagine the perfect digital fix for it, a website, an app, some little tool. And then, bam, you hit the wall. The whole intimidating world of programming languages and command lines, it all just feels like this unclimbable mountain. So let's look at the two paths. On the left, you've got the old way, right? It's months, maybe even years of just learning the rules before you can even start to play. But on the right, that's the new way. We're calling it vibe coding, and it completely flips the script. It's not about you learning a new language. It's about having an AI partner that already speaks yours. You just bring the vibe, the idea, and it does the translating for you. Okay, so if we're going to do this whole vibe coding thing, we're going to need a partner in crime. A guide, really. A tool that can listen to our ideas and do all that heavy lifting for us. So let's meet the AI that makes all this possible. And here it is. It's called Cursor. Now, you might hear code editor and get a little nervous, but stick with me. This thing is built from the ground up to work with you. And the most important part of this definition, understands your code base. This isn't some dumb chatbot. It's an intelligent partner that actually learns your entire project, so you can build and change things just by having a conversation. And getting started couldn't be easier. Seriously, there's no complex setup here. You just pop over to cursor.com, hit download, run the little file it gives you, and click through a super quick setup. We're talking, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and you are ready to go. Ready to start building. All right, here we go. This is the moment we've been building up to. We've got our idea, we've got our AI partner. Now let's watch the magic happen. We are about to turn a simple sentence into a real working website. This right here, this is your new programming language. You just open a chat inside Cursor and you describe what you want. It's not a command, it's a request. Just plain, simple English. We're just telling it the vibe of our project. Hey, I need a simple portfolio, and it should have these 3 parts. That's it. So how on earth does it do that? Well, inside Cursor, there's this powerful feature called the Composer. The best way to think of it is like a little AI project manager. It reads your sentence, it understands, okay, to do that, I'll need to create a few different files and connect them, and then it just does it, all at once. It's like having a senior developer on call who builds entire features for you in seconds. And just like that, boom, the AI gets to work and generates the fundamental building blocks of pretty much any website. It creates your HTML file, that's the skeleton, the structure. It creates your CSS file, that's the skin, the visual design, the style. And it creates your JavaScript file, that's the brains, what makes it interactive. In an instant, your idea is no longer just a vibe in your head. It's a real project with real files.
Okay, stop for a second. You've created something. That is awesome. But now we need to do what the pros do. We need to save and manage our new project. Now, don't worry, I know that sounds complicated, but trust me, it's actually super intuitive now.
This is probably the best explanation ever, and it comes from a random wise person on Reddit. Think about it. When you're deep into a big video game, what do? You hit save all the time, right? You create these save points, so if you mess up or a dragon eats you, you can just go back to the last good spot. That is exactly what we're about to do with our code. The official name for this save point technology is Git. It's the industry standard system that basically takes a snapshot of your project every time you tell it to. It keeps a perfect history of every single change you've ever made. So Git handles the save points on your own computer. But where do you keep them safe? Where do you back them up online? That's where GitHub comes in. It's the perfect analogy. GitHub is basically Google Drive, but specifically for code projects. It's the cloud storage for all your work and all your save points. And on GitHub, your project lives inside something called a repository, or what everyone just calls a repo. That repo is your project's home base online. It holds all your files, the HTML, the CSS, all of it, and most importantly, the entire history of every single one of those Git save points you've been making. So this whole professional workflow, which used to be so scary, really just boils down to these 3 simple actions. It's a cycle. First, you code, or in our case, you vibe with Cursor to make some changes. Second, you commit. That's you creating a new save point with a little note like, added a contact form. And third, you push. You send that new save point up to your repo on GitHub for safekeeping. That's the whole game. Code, commit, push. So let's just pause and think about what we just did. We went from a simple idea, just a sentence, to a fully coded project that's being managed with the exact same tools that professionals at Google and NASA use. And that brings us to a pretty powerful conclusion.
I mean, look at this journey. You started with just an idea. You found an AI partner that actually gets you. You spoke your vision into existence and literally watched it turn into real code. And then you saved and shared it like a total pro. You just completed the entire creative loop. The barrier to entry, it's not just lowered, it's been obliterated. You know, for decades, the biggest thing stopping people from building amazing things wasn't a lack of good ideas. It was knowing the weird, specific languages you needed to talk to a computer. Well, that barrier is gone. With tools like Cursor, you finally have a universal translator. You can just be the idea person now, and that's all you need to be. So, I guess there's really only one question left to ask. Now that you have this power, now that the path from your imagination to a real, tangible thing is clear, what will you create?